From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, November the 9th, 2022. Israel's President Isaac Herzog began holding consultations today with all parties who crossed the electoral threshold in Israel's national elections last week to determine who he will task with forming the next government. Herzog wrote, "I gratefully received the official results of the elections to the 25th Knesset from the chairman of the committee, Judge Yitzhak Amit, and now I will proceed to fulfill the task imposed on me by the law. I will finish the consultations by Friday," he said, "and appoint the government on Sunday." And it is expected that that appointment will go to opposition leader, former Israeli Prime Minister and Likud leader Benjamin Netanyahu. An Israeli man who was stabbed in a terror attack in the West Bank 2 weeks ago has died of his injuries. The IDF said 63-year-old Shalom Sofer succumbed to his wounds yesterday and sent heartfelt condolences to his family, vowing to continue to operate to eliminate the threat of terrorism. Early this morning, Jewish worshippers, including past and future members of the Knesset, visiting the holy site of Joseph's tomb in Nablus in the West Bank, came under Palestinian gunfire. The IDF said a suspect also placed an explosive device in the area. The soldiers responded with fire. A hit was identified. The IDF saying, "We will continue to operate to thwart terrorism." The Times of Israel said that a Palestinian teenager claimed by the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigade's terror group as a member had placed the explosive device in the area and was killed when it exploded prematurely. And the Times of Israel, citing the Shin Bet Israel Security Agency, reported that 3 Palestinian women from Nablus with ties to the Palestinian Islamic Jihad terror group were charged over their plans to commit a shooting attack against Israeli forces in the West Bank. This was back in August when they opened fire at an IDF post near Kadumim, but their gun apparently jammed and they fled the area looking for another target and ended up by mistake at a security checkpoint where they were stopped by Israeli forces and questioned and then detained after a makeshift Carlo submachine gun was found in their vehicle. Yad Vashem, the World Holocaust Remembrance Center in Jerusalem, released newly discovered photographs today on the 84th anniversary of Kristallnacht, the Night of Broken Glass. The Nazi pogrom on November the 9th of 1938 against the Jews in Germany and Austria, where thousands of synagogues and Jewish businesses and homes were damaged or totally destroyed, and approximately 92 Jews were murdered, with 30,000 Jews sent to concentration camps in what is considered the starting point of the Holocaust. ABC News cited the head of Yad Vashem's photo archives, Jonathan Matthews, saying that the new photos show that the pogroms were not, as some have said, a spontaneous outburst of violence, but rather were carefully orchestrated by the state, with photographers brought in to document, taking photos, among them these newly discovered ones that were donated to Yad Vashem, offering an intimately frightening look at not just the outsides of burning buildings and synagogues, as we have seen in the past, but inside the homes of Jewish families. These photos came into the possession of a Jewish American serviceman whose descendants gave them to Yad Vashem. Chairman Dani Dayan said these photos will serve as everlasting witnesses long after the survivors are no longer here. And we have special programming for you tonight commemorating Kristallnacht here on JBS. Taking a look now at all our programming for tonight, Wednesday, November the 9th at 7 o'clock, it's Talmud Study. At 7:30, Dan Glickman discusses Laughing at Myself, My Education in Congress, on the Farm, and at the Movies, telling of his journey from the Midwest to becoming the first Jewish Secretary of Agriculture. At 8, we hear from the writer and filmmaker of the documentary A Train Near Magdeburg, about the incredible true story of American GIs who liberated Holocaust survivors from a train deserted by the Nazis. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Ernie Michel, who lived through Kristallnacht, That's on L'chaim. At 10, filmmaker Lord Havenhill offers slices of history from the Holocaust, including the story of Czech Torah scrolls saved after World War II. And coming up next, it's Thinking Out Loud. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, November the 9th, 2022. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.